Now, the big discussion tonight at 9. The government is reportedly working on a possible quota for Muslims within the OBC quota. And the big subject with that immediately throws up is whether this would be a good idea or not. Were there going to be problems with it? Well, joining us right here in the studio, Kamal Farooqi, Chairman, Delhi Minorities Commission, member of the Muslim Personal Law Board. Sorry, I beg your pardon. But thank you so much for being with us. Sheshadri Chari, National Executive Committee member of the BJP, is with us as well. And Rajinder Sachar, Justice Sachar, who has, of course, brought a major report on the entire situation of the minorities and Muslims in particular. Thank you for being with us. And Professor Kancha Elaya, a writer who's done a lot of work on this entire issue at the Osmania University, joining us as well. Thank you all so much for being with us. Let me first get your overall perspective on this. Is a minority quota or a Muslim quota within the reservation for OBCs a good idea or a bad idea?
Yeah, it is. It has to be, because as far as the Muslims are concerned, they are also covered under OBC. And unfortunately, they are not getting their due share. And wherever a systematic assessment has been done, like in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, the Muslims have got their due share. This was done in Andhra Pradesh also, but
the point would be, of course, that as OBC, there are no castes in Muslims, so you can argue, so putting them into a caste...
It's not on the basis of the caste, in fact. This has to be very clear to the whole nation. OBC is based on the occupation. What is the occupation? In fact, that is the concern. A badhai could be a badhai among the Muslims, non-Muslims and others also. Unfortunately, this has not been taken up in the right perspective. It's only Justice Sachar who had brought this to the fore to the entire nation, that the Muslims have suffered a lot, and that's the reason the government is working out on some formula. And this is one of the formula that at least in within OBC, quota within quota, could be a good option.
Okay, Sheshadri Chari, what would the BJP say to that? And there's already talk, of course, that if the government at all is doing this, it's with one eye to the UP election and other elections that are coming.
It's a political gimmick, but more than being a political gimmick, it's an anti-social act. It is absolutely divisive on the part of the government to do anything like this. We are again going back to the days of 1940.
Act, why?
We are again going back to the days of 1930s and 40s and 47. Are we looking at it? What does OBC mean? Other backward classes. The whole idea of backward class, this scheduled caste idea, came because of an anomaly in the Hindu society.
It is not scheduled caste, it is OBC. OBC is different.
Backward classes.
Yeah.
And the backward classes were basically designed in a manner in which there was a large section of the Hindu population which remained backward because of either by virtue of their profession or by virtue of their surroundings and circumstances. And then it was people like Baba Saheb Ambedkar and other people who brought this issue forward, and they had to be brought on par. Whereas we are talking of a group of religious minority. The moment we used to hear that the moment a person becomes a Muslim or a Christian, he denounces the caste system within the Hindu society, which is a bane on Hindu society.
We are not happy with the caste system in the Hindu society. This is absolutely incorrect.
But basically,
why is it incorrect? This is absolutely incorrect. Why? Why it is incorrect? Because as far as the caste are concerned, we are talking about the scheduled caste. Again, I will take it up at a later stage. Article 341. What is injustice for the last 60 years has been done to the Muslims and the Christians. That's a different issue. But now, right now we are talking about the OBC. And OBC is not the caste. It is based on the occupation profession. And this occupation or profession, this can be carried out. Already Muslims are there. It's not like that the Muslims are not there in OBCs. Muslims are there in the OBCs, but Muslims are not getting their due share in it. So that is the reason the government is now thinking...
Professor Kancha Elaya, somebody who's done a lot of work on this. What would be your overall take on this? Because there is obviously some concern among the OBCs also that is the reservation for them going to get diluted to some extent if other groups are brought into it? Because the overall level is not likely to rise.
The OBCs on the whole have a view that Muslims certainly should get reservation in all India context, because already in several states they have been getting reservation, as has already been said. In Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh has issued a GO for 5% reservation. But in the central quota, there has not been a reservation for Muslims. See, we must look at the fact that Muslims after partition and even much before that, when the administrative language was shifted from other languages to English, the Muslims really became non-existent in the whole administrative sector. Therefore, they should get. The only problem that now needs to be resolved is this 27% reservation given to OBCs after the Mandal recommendation, whether the overall Muslim quota should come within that. Now, one view is that no, the Supreme Court bar for 50% really creates a problem. Therefore, the central government should overcome that and give Muslims maybe about 10%, 7%, 8%, whatever is possible,
no, so
over and above
but
that.
Can I just understand you? You're saying that the overall reservation should rise above 50%. And that, of course, will have its own issues. We saw it at the time of Mandal. There, again, a question is going to come as to what happens to merit. All of those are then the general quota shrinks even further.
No. In certain states, this has been overcome. For example, Tamil Nadu has brought in a system of 67% reservation. It has been put in the 9th schedule. And the central government must overcome this 50% barrier because, masses are not getting represented in the government. What is the Muslim
talking about the masses?
Central government,
I mean, does the OBC constitute only the masses? Are there not other masses other than the OBC? Are there not other masses
the upper caste,
other than the Muslims?
Let us be very clear about statistics.
What is he talking about the upper caste and the masses? The Brahmins in Tamil Nadu are the minorities in Tamil Nadu. The Brahmins in Karnataka are the minorities in Karnataka. The Brahmins in Maharashtra, the Konkanastha Brahmins are the minorities in Konkan itself. So what does he talk? When you are talking about social engineering, you cannot talk only in terms of OBC. You cannot talk only in terms of those Muslims who belong to a particular tribe.
You have not understood India, BJP is seen as an upper caste.
I am very sorry to say, Mr. Kancha Elaya, I have got great respect and regard for all your literary services. But it is not necessary to understand India only through the OBC eyes. It is not necessary to understand India only from the Muslim eyes. It is not necessary to understand India only from the communal eyes.
If you don't take
talk in terms of Hindu majority.
I think we are digressing, sir.
It is not the question.
I think we are digressing it. The question is now, we are not talking about the scheduled caste reservation, which is 341. I said we'll discuss it at a later stage because this was a great injustice, and I'm sorry, Mr. Chiradi, this has been done on the basis of the religion only. Only Hindu will get the scheduled caste, but I'm not going to tell.
No, it is not scheduled caste because the basic idea of converting a person from a Muslim or a Christian was the caste communication.
Then tell me whether please then tell me whether the Sikhs have the caste, whether the Buddhists have the caste.
Yes, Buddhists and the Sikhs don't have caste.
Don't have the caste, then why do you are giving them?
So
and why are you appointing the Christians?
That means the Hindu code bill will have to be amended.
What Hindu code bill? Are you talking about religion?
Talk in terms of defining who a Hindu is.
I think we are now starting to digress just a little bit. Hang on. Can we just come back first to the overall principle that we started with? Number one, the point that Mr. Kanchalaya was making is that extend the total amount of reservation. That's the first question. Should it go more than 50 to 60, 70, 80, 90, 95%? Should that happen or no?
No, it cannot happen. Basically, how long are you going to extend it? Already there are something like 67% and there is a Supreme Court ruling.
But he says make it 67% across the nation.
There is a Supreme Court ruling that you cannot exceed a particular amount of this.
Look,
you cannot go beyond.
What is the logic of 50%? What is the logic of 50%?
What is the logic of 67%?
Supreme Court draw that line.
What is the logic of 67%?
I'll tell you what is the logic. I'll tell you what is the logic. I'll tell you what is the logic. The logic is that Sachar committee, and which you even the BJP has accepted it. It is not said that the facts are not corrected. It has been said that the Muslims are the worst sufferer. They have been reduced in all the. So what to do? It is the responsibility of the state to bring back this 13 and 14% population.
Do we assume that all the Muslims in this country are OBCs?
You must understand
most of them are OBCs.
Do you have the percentage? Do you have the figures? Do you have the percentage? Do you have the figures? Are we talking on the basis of percentage? Do you mean to say that 67% reservation is going to benefit all the
We are now going for
Can I get in a word in edgewise, gentlemen? First question, Mr. Farooqi, is, are you saying that the reservation should be for Muslims who follow particular professions. So they're not getting reservation because they are Muslims. They will get reservations because they are following certain
Absolutely
professions.
right.
The professions
Absolutely
are
right.
OBC professions.
And they're already
so
there.
not all Muslims will get
Not
reservations.
all Muslims. Yes, I'm not for all the Muslims.
You're saying only certain Muslims should get reservations. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm talking OBC quota, within quota I'm talking about.
No, hang on. The quota
No,
within the
Vikram,
quota is one issue.
let me just
I'm
clarify.
saying, Mr. Kanchalai, I'm trying to get what you're saying.
Vikram,
You're saying that
let me just
only
clarify.
certain Muslims who
See,
follow certain professions should get reservation, not others.
Yeah.
So if the Muslim priest, for example, he will not get reservation.
Obviously it will get, because if the identical he's getting in the Hindu,
But a Hindu Brahmin, a Hindu priest will not get.
Not
Hindu priest is
reservation.
That's sir, Hindu
He is
pujari
not
is getting
under
it.
reservation.
Hindu
He is
pujari
not
is
under
getting it the
OBC.
same way the Muslim.
So only if it's the same profession.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Do you have a problem with that? That it's not Muslims in general, it's just that if there are certain professions they are following which get reservation?
No. If it is a particular profession, we should always go into the aspect of the social factors which contributed to that profession. There are domes, for example, who perform
those
the
are
last
specific,
rites.
but they are 52% of this population.
If a Muslim belongs to a dome community,
then he should get reservation.
And he is not following that particular profession, but by virtue of being a dome, does he get it?
No, but if he is following the profession, then...
If he is following a profession, is there a Muslim who is working as a dome in a Hindu cemetery, burning the bodies? Is there a Muslim?
That's one example. There are other examples. Cobblers, for example.
There are number of
cobblers are there, or
a number of other professions. All right. Kanchalai, I know we could continue this for a long time, and I think I am going to do just that. It's given me a great idea for a big fight, which I think I'm going to start.
One small thing. We need to read, the Mandal Commission recommendation saying that the backwardness must be defined in terms of educational backwardness and economic backwardness, even for the OBCs.
Yes.
Similarly, Sachar committee also made similar recommendation. We should read both the reports in conjunction and evolve a policy of reservation for Muslims, definitely.
Yeah.
Because they belong to this nation.
Again, we are talking in terms of reservation for Muslims. We are not talking in terms of reservation for a particular job which a particular person is doing. And
but
then we are again comparing. Again, we are comparing. Have we defined it? Has the bill defined it?
Okay.
No. Has the constitution defined it? No.
A need for more definition is required. A need for more time to discuss this is also required. So we will pause this discussion, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will of course continue it, I think, as we get closer and closer to the government actually coming in and bringing in this particular quota. Thank you all so much for joining us on the 9 o'clock news.